All right, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. I am your host, Tanya TKO, and today we have a very dynamic topic, one that a lot of people asked me to speak on. It's this situation that went viral last week with a woman coming back from the Dominican Republic who saw that the entire airport was overrun with Black women coming back from the Dominican Republic after having BBL surgery. For those of you who don't know, BBL is the Brazilian butt lift, and there's a lot to talk about in this case. So go ahead and listen, welcome in. We're going to do the intro and then we're going to jump right into it. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. I am your host, Tanya TKO. I am a self-love specialist. You know what? We're going to have to do that again because we're not live on the other platforms. As a matter of fact, I actually just got accepted into the LinkedIn platform. So you know what? Here we go. Welcome in, everybody. I am your host, Tanya TKO. I am a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I help you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral video topics as teachable moments for what self-love or self-abuse looks like in your life. And today, the story that's been brought to me is this story about this situation in an Atlanta airport, where the young lady who took the video showed an entire the airport was overwhelmed with the number of Black women coming back in from the Dominican Republic getting Brazilian butt lift surgery. And my first thought is, what's going on? Well, what is happening, sisters, Black women? What is happening? What's going on? Like, I said couldn't be. I said there's no way, ain't no way, no way. I said this could not be. But upon further look, I looked into it. We're going to show you the young lady's page who took this video and who made this story go viral. And if this is just one day, I can't even imagine what's going on each and every other day. I'm actually going to open up the phone lines because I want to talk with you all about this and see what your thoughts are, because I don't know what is the cause of this. Listen, first, let's shout out to the text notification squad. If you are a part of my text notification squad, go ahead and throw up your 10s down below. I want to see those 10s coming through. Yeah, you look, these are the comments coming. You know what? We're not going to say that. We're not going to say all of that, but we are going to dive into why the surgery is dangerous. What do we think is the impetus behind it? And what do we do going forward? So, text notification squad, for those of you who don't know, the people who are on the text notification squad are the people who signed up to get text every time that I go live. Your text notification subscription helps support the channel. It helps you get a link directly to your text whenever I go live. And it also lets me know how to get in touch with you off platform if anything ever happens on one of these platforms. So listen, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you all so much. Special round of applause for the text notification squad. And let's jump into this story right away. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Oh my goodness, here we go. So this is her showing the span right here. Showing all of the young ladies, all of the women who are lined up. So many wheelchairs. There's a part of me that is hoping. There's a part of me that is hoping that there's a part of me that is hoping that perhaps this was a wheelchair convention. Maybe, maybe there were a lot of people who were down there who were congregating in their wheelchair. I don't know. But those were airport wheelchairs. They were not personal wheelchairs. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? Let's jump into a little bit more of the story. We're going to show the images that are relevant to the story as well as, goodness. Yeah. Here we go. So this is what we have. So basically, this is the young lady right here. She went down to the Dominican Republic to get herself a BBL. And when she came back, like she didn't intend on the story going viral. When she came back, she saw so many women. She said there were like 28 women taking up, overwhelming the runway. When they got back, when they touched down, they also had to get the wheelchairs to bring them off, etc. And she was like, those who can walk, please walk. Those, and then it shows her right here. This is her walking in her own, behind her own wheelchair, because I guess the people who were there to assist. So these were some people who were able to walk, but I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. To risk your life for any type of aesthetic procedure is heartbreaking in and of itself. However, how did we get here? I want you all to pontificate with me. How did we get to this point right here? With no judgment, because the story is not about the young lady or the young ladies who are coming back allegedly from these BBLs, right? There's something else going on, and I want your opinion and point of view about that. Something else going on, and I want your opinion and your point of view. I don't even know what to say. Look, like the video, like the channel, subscribe, and get your notifications. And make sure that you know how to find me again. Get ready to call in. The telephone number is 323-488-3149. But I want you to write down your notes. I want you to write down your notes, and I want you to tell me what it is that you think about this. How did we get here? It's okay? Some people are saying social media. Some people are saying mass media. Some people are saying men. Some people are saying low self-love and self-esteem, etc. Let's take another look at what we have here. Okay. So she tweeted, big. Is 28 wheelchairs coming off this flight from DR, and Delta losing their minds trying to find 28 personnel to push all these surgery bees off the flight. Good evening. If you can walk, please walk. And she had several laughing emojis. And she's like, son, this was the line in Santo Domingo to get to ATL. And Daily Mail was reporting on Dominican Republic being or considered one of, if not the most dangerous places to receive the procedure. There are many who opt to receive the procedure on the island due to how inexpensive it can be out there. Several cases of women who have traveled out for various procedures have reportedly experienced tumultuous complications for weeks or longer periods of time following the surgery, while other cases have been sadly fatal. In another instance that occurred, a 38-year-old woman by the name of Keanu Weaver traveled to Tijuana, Mexico for liposuction and passed away, reports the Daily News. She told family members that she went to get work done in Florida, but according to reports, the family found out she passed away in Mexico when it was too late. I want to see what your thoughts are. Somebody's asking, what is a BBL? And I'm glad that you asked that, because I am going to educate you all on what a BBL is, why it's dangerous, why some women are doing it. We're also going to show some before and after pictures about, just listen, you know what? Can we get into the before and after pictures right now? Let's do that. All right. So listen. There's a lot going on out here in these streets. Listen. So basically, what a BBL is they take fat from one part of your body. Actually, there's a video that I want to show you all. So she went from pancake to biscuits, right? There's some of these I can't even show because listen. But what is a person to do? What is a woman to do? What is a woman to do if she, listen, they had a doctor that was on the run from the law out in Brazil called Dr. Bum Bum. Listen, child, look, and look, we got some sisters in on it too. I don't know what's going on, honestly. This cannot be real. Listen. You know, God help us all. God help us all. Listen. Okay, listen. Look, okay. So basically, you know what? Let's get to the video because I'm getting stunned by what it is that I'm seeing. Let's get to the video that explains what a Brazilian lift is and why people are getting it. And then also, listen, I'm going to tell you some of my thoughts right now. So basically, the Brazilian butt lift is when they take fat from one part of your body and then they put it in another part. If you're queasy or sensitive, you might want to skip the next part of this video because I am going to be showing footage of an actual liposuction, right?
I'm Jessica and I'm getting a BBL today.
Hold on, let's get this up on the screen. All right. So this is a woman who is getting a Brazilian butt lift in this video, right? And I want you to take a look at how she looks now. Like we seem to be obsessed with rating people. We seem to be obsessed with rating women. Women seem to be obsessed with having themselves rated, and this is where we have gotten. So we have this woman, right? We have this woman right here who you see her and you see what she looks like, right? And you see she may look a little heavy. You're going to hear some of her explanation, right? Here. You know what? I'm going to switch back and forth between footage and non-footage because I don't want to trigger a copyright issue. All right. So let's hear some of her story. Okay.
I got my first breast augmentation when I was 18. And then when the bandages came off and I got to see them, I was just kind of obsessed with getting work done, I guess, to accentuate parts of my body that I felt were lacking.
It's brutal. It's brutal looking at it. I'll show you a tiny little bit of it. To me, it looks painful. It looks horrifying to me, but everybody is different, so. I'm going to show you what I see, right? Because it's up on my screen, but I'm sparing you all. This is a piece of fat dripping off of his tool. Oh. Listen. Let's go forward.
I grew up here in Florida, a little bit north of Miami in Clearwater. I was very boob envy when I was younger, and I got my first breast augmentation when I was 18. And they were small implants and they fit my frame and they looked very cute. When I was 21, I got a second breast augmentation because I had put on some weight and my body just changed, so I felt it was a better fit at that point. And that is what kind of led me now here to get a Brazilian butt lift to make my midsection a little bit smaller
and then listen to her reason.
Wider to be more congruent with the rest of my body. Even out my figure and get a more hourglass shape. I chose to have my surgery done.
So listen, let's continue forward because she's now promoting the doctor and all of that. Let me just.
I'm Dr. Constantino Mendieta.
Okay, let's go forward.
Certified plastic surgeon.
Okay, so, here is where she's getting marked
focused
up.
Around the buttock area.
All right, here we go.
It's become a subspecialty within plastic surgery. So today's case with Jessica was amazing because she.
All right. So basically, they're just going on and on. I want you all to hear her explanation for why she's doing this. Let me see if I could get back to her
That her
portion.
fat wasn't distributed right.
So he's saying her fat wasn't distributed right. He's drawing all over her
Her
body.
fat wasn't distributed right. So it's like having a gorgeous house, but you got all these trees in the front, and you can't.
And look at him. Look at him. Let's continue. This is,
It's about the entire body. It's about looking good when you're walking into a room.
oh gosh, this
Is Caucasian and my
okay. So here, this is where she explains why she's doing this. Listen.
mother is Caucasian and my father is Puerto Rican. And on the Puerto Rican side, all of the women have round, beautiful booties and thick legs and tiny waists. So I'm hoping that today I'll be more like the family.
So basically, first of all, Puerto Rican is not a race, right? Puerto Rico is an island. Okay. So her mother's Caucasian, her father's Puerto Rican, and the Puerto Rican side of the family has nice booties, as she says. They're round booties, and she wants that hourglass shape, right? I want you all to answer the question, how did we get here? I'm going to turn on the phone lines in just a moment. How did we get here? So I remember when I was young and I would read Marie Claire and Cosmo, and I remember there was this article that talked about how did Jennifer Lopez get rid of her devastating derriere, right? And everybody wanted those trim, fit little booties. You know what? In the next video, we're going to talk about Black women going on strike on TikTok. We're going to talk about Black women taking their power back. And, oh, the apples are coming in. I'm going to read that in just a moment. And so people wanted flat bottoms. They wanted taut bottoms, small little bottoms. But Black women persisted. We persisted in our curviness. We persisted in celebrating ourselves and being unapologetic. And people who wanted to emulate those, you heard her, and we know what the deal is. People who wanted to emulate that look because it wasn't going away. And people kept trying to convince us that it didn't look good. They kept trying to convince us that, I remember back in the days on the rants and raves board of what was Craigslist, right? There were people who were showing Black women's booties, talking about and holding up a piece of fried chicken like a drumstick. And they would hold up the drumstick and be like, this is what happens to you when you eat too many of these drumsticks, the fried chicken, right? You get this horrible looking booty, but the booties really look, the bottoms look good. The bumper them look good. They look good. And they always have looked good, but they spent so long trying to convince us that it didn't, right? And I remember I read this article years ago. And when I read this article, it talked about why Black women were not falling siege to the low self-love epidemic that was striking young white women. And it was basically because Black women have never fit into the mold of this standard of beauty. And so they just embrace their type of beautiful with the curves and the lips and the look and the skin and all of this stuff, right? So we were immune to the pressures of plastic surgery and the low self-esteem that has come along with it. Enter the Instagram baddie. And now there was one particular area that Black women were particularly vulnerable. And that was in the area of being slim thicky. That sounds so funny. Slim thicky, where you have this small waist but have these huge hips, that waist to hip ratio. And Black women were particularly vulnerable to that because that was an aesthetic that Black women had to not strive for, but it was the standard for our community. And those who didn't have bottoms were left out of that, out of the pursuit, left out of the exalting. and those who were above it were just kind of teetering on the edge of being too thick and really, but it was okay. But now we have a lot of internet influences. We have a lot of men coming out and speaking about what it is that they like, showing what it is that they like, giving accolade to those people that they like, and the Instagram mystique. I'm going to show you. Let's take a look real quick, and then we'll come back to this video.
In the
Give me
old
one
days, it
second.
was,
I'm just going to Google Instagram baddie, because this is a whole genre. This is a whole genre. Oh God, what the freak? In frack? No, I gotta show you what I'm seeing. This is bonkers. This is what's going on with her bubbies. 'Cause one is going this way, the other is going that way. So nonetheless, so there's this whole new genre of Instagram baddie, and the Instagram baddie is one who has the small waist, the big hips. She got the full lips and the highlights aglow, and she is bent over or pushed forward. And a lot of these women, this is unbelievable. A lot of them has the mixed aesthetic, even though they are Caucasian, bronzing themselves up, and then, oh my Lord. This is just a mere Google search, but there are so many. You see the pictures. I mean, you see the images. You know what's out there. You know what the ideal is. Look, I saw this last week. This young lady right here has a microscopic waist. And so now this is the look, going to extremes, right? With the microscopic waist and the big hips, and wanting to have that je ne sais quoi. So as you see, there's a lot of Caucasian chicks have gotten into the aesthetic. There's a lot of Caucasian chicks that have now they've embraced the bum bum. They want the bum bum, right? But what they've brought to the table is the having the surgery. They brought the I never had this, so let me go get these implants or this redistribution, etc. And now I'm bringing this unrealistic waist to hip ratio into the game, right? I'm trying to find a good example of what it is that we're talking about. This is not giving a good example of what we're talking about, because I have seen the genre, right? I've seen the genre, and I've seen what is expected of young ladies nowadays. And one of the things that I was thinking before I did this video, right? And I've been thinking about this a lot, because when it comes to women, we are treated as if we owe the world our beauty. We're treated as if we're owed the world our hourglass. And if we don't have it, people are wondering, well, what's wrong with you? Why are you not giving me what I deserve to see from you? I deserve to see the hourglass. Why don't you have that? Right? And it's like, you got to love the skin that you're in. Okay, so if some people have, but the issue is the reward. People can love the skin that they're in. However, if they're getting rewarded with the likes, with the sponsorship deals, for some reason, young people nowadays, they equate worth with how many people are following them, right? And wait, Gucci Mane is married? Somebody said his wife looked crazy. So if there are other people who are getting the accolade and getting the reward and getting the flued out and getting the deals and getting et cetera, right? Like, there are people who come to me and they're like, Tanya, your hair is blonde, you must want to be white, or some other foolishness, right? People like, Tanya, oh, this, that, and the other. First of all, I dare you to find any Caucasian person who has my waves with their golden hair. You can't find it, right? I am sporting a color that I like, that I think looks good on me nonetheless. But I will say this, right? I will say this. For the longest time, my hair was natural. I made videos when my hair was natural. I've been on YouTube for 13 years, if not more, right? And there was a different shareability that existed when my hair was natural versus when my hair was not natural. And then once the golden hair came out, my goodness, game over. Game over. My Facebook page has almost 1 million subscribers now. And I'm like, a lot of this has to do with us as people. A lot of this has to do with us as people, what it is that we share, what it is that we like. A lot of you are talking about my studio audience, and I haven't sent an invite out to the studio audience in a minute. Part of the reason is because of us as a people, us as the general public. And people who were in the studio audience were afraid to speak publicly. Like, we would have conversations offline and I'd be like, well, why didn't you say this when we were public? People were afraid to talk because they don't have the look that is mainstream. They don't have the look that is what is the word? I can't think of the word. I can't think of the word because I don't understand it personally. I don't understand it personally. And there are people, listen, I refuse to play the game. I refuse to play this game. This is why I wear the same style dress in all my videos. That's the reason why. People ask why I have a uniform. That's part of the reason why. Because people want women to jump through these puppet strings. They want to hold us on these puppet strings and force us to dance and skip to their whims. And I don't skip to anyone's loo, my darling. I don't. I dance to the beat of my own drum. And I say, listen, you will be forced to hear what it is that I have to say. You will be forced to get the message without coming here putting your demands on me. Many people are like, Tanya, how dare you? Oh, you're wearing this. Some people say it's a shirt. You all who have seen me, you know that it's a dress, right? How do we? Yes, I do. And that's part of the reason why. That's part of the reason why, because I'm not going to jump through these arbitrary hoops that people in society attempt to force women into, as if I'm supposed to be your dolly where you come and throw your demands and I'm supposed to just jump and skittle and daddle and all of this for you. No, dear, no. I'm a content creator. I create content. If you want, listen, let's continue going forward. Let's continue going forward. Since we're talking about that esteem, right? We're going to get back to that video, but I want to show you something else, right? I want to show you this young lady's page because she put up this video where she was like, an 18-year-old young lady came to her. And the 18-year-old young lady was just so enthralled with seeing her and wanting to look like her. And I want you to take a look. So the young lady that we're about to show is the one who did the video, right? She's the one who did the video from the Dominican Republic after getting her BBL. So this is a young lady who is okay with surgery. She's a young lady who is all right with going under the knife for a certain aesthetic, whether that aesthetic is for the public or herself. I don't know. We don't know. But I want you to take a look at the young lady who is like, you're my idol, I want to look like you, etc. I want you to take a look. Here, let's go forward.
This looks so easy. Nothing I can do. Hey, what's up? I can see. I'm gonna go watch it. Oh my fucking god!
Let me move this real quick so that you all can see the young lady. All right, because I want you all to be able to see her.
I love you so fucking much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did not expect you to accept me. Bitch, you know I'm unemployed. What you mean, oh your god? I ain't got no job. What? I ain't got no man. What you mean, oh your god?
This is a lot. I'm sorry. This is a lot to me. I'm gonna bring your comments back, and then we're going to look at the apples, right? Listen, let's not attack one another. I forgot to read the rules for the broadcast, but let's not attack one another. I'm trying to get your comments seeable, but not blocking the thing. I'll put it right here. I'll put it here. Okay? So I want you all to just take a look, right?
Hi, friends. Hey, bestie. I love you so much. Your podcast is so fucking entertaining. You are amazing. You are so fucking good. Like, you are literally, you're the reason why I can get through the days at work. I listen to your podcast while I'm at work. I can get through the day, those long ass 8-hour shifts with these crusty ass people. I work at a shitty place. I don't like working there. I work at a gas station. I'm 18 and I love you so much. Like, you're a huge inspiration to me. You do not understand. Like, literally, I can't. Like, and because
Let me tell you something. I cry mad easy. You guys are hilarious.
I love you so much. I'm so inspired by you that I'm like gonna make my own podcast now. Like, you're a huge inspiration to me. You made me feel so much more confident about myself. You really put me onto the podcast game, and that, oh my fucking god, Diamond, come back! I'm not done, Diamond, come back. Listen, you know that episode you did with Tax? Don't cry. And another thing, bitch, hey, if you start crying, I'm gonna start fucking crying. Stop fucking playing with me, bro, because you a Haitian bitch, bro, and I never seen you Haitian and I'm Haitian too. It's inspiring seeing you do this, bro, for real. You are fucking amazing, and the fucking episode you did with Tax, bro, that shit changed my life, bro, for real. That shit changed my fucking life. I never heard a nigga speak facts like that out the fucking prison, bro. Like, that man, you gave him 30 minutes to speak his truth for real, and you a fucking angel. And that story you told about the doctor, bro, there's nobody like you, Diamond, for real. Like, there's not a lot of people like you, bro. You a real ass bitch, like, for real. I love you, Diamond, for real. Like, you really fucking amazing.
Okay. So, we all had the opportunity to see that, right? And yes, listen. Both of the young ladies are beautiful. Both of them. Part of the reason that I said to take a look at the young lady who's like, admiring her and wanting to do what it is that she does, right? Is because I have to be very careful. I want to be very careful with how I choose my next words, right? I want to be very careful, right? Can somebody help me out? Somebody help me. Somebody help me. I need somebody to help me. I need someone to help me. I need someone to help me word this in a way that is, I need someone to help me word this in a way that is uplifting, powerful, and true, right? I want somebody to help me. There is an aesthetic. There is a look that we like to promote. And Black women, for some reason, the look that we promote, the look that we like to see on other Black women, the look that we want to look like, is not necessarily one that is, if we don't already have it, it is not naturally achievable. It's genetic. Okay? If you look at who we have representing us in the music industry as Black women, there are many young Black women who will never look like that naturally. Never. Listen, I don't know how to put this in any other way. How do I, listen, help me state this. I'm going to open up the phone lines. I want somebody to help me, right? Because I don't want to be offensive, but we have young Black girls who are Negroid features, who are exalting a look of Black women who do not have Negroid features. How do I put this? Is what I'm saying wrong? Am I saying something wrong? So we have the typical Black young girl with her afro puff and her ponytails and her little pom-poms and all of these things, her baubles and dawdles and stuff that are all over her head. And she's so cute, but when she looks on the TV, when she looks in the media, she doesn't see a woman who she, with her features, could ever grow in to be. Even if it's just as simple as the hair. Listen, people are saying be offensive. Listen, did I already say it? Did I already say it? Did I already say it? Listen, we're going to come back. We're going to come back to this. We're going to come back. Okay, so people are saying it. The ambiguous look. If you look at the women that look at the people who are the most famous black women right now in the music industry. I want you to tell me the names, and I'm going to Google it for you. Tell me the names of the what am I thinking? The most famous people. I need my chat up over here. I need my chat up. Give me 1 second. Let me grab the chat. I need to grab the chat real quick, and I need it on that other page. Where the thing there, yeah. All right, here we go. So somebody is saying, Tanya, you look beautiful. I appreciate that. However, there is a reason why my Facebook page has almost 1 million subscribers, and other people whose message just as potent as mine do not. And that has to do with us. And I feel like we need to make a change. All right, so let me grab this. Here we go. Let me get here. Let me put it here. All right. So some people are saying Doja Cat. Let's take a look at Doja Cat and see what Doja Cat looks like. Give me 1 second. Let me type this over here. Doja Cat. Give me some other names. We're going to take... Oh, God, I can't even put some of these things up on my thing. Doja Cat. Isn't she half white? And we're calling her black? Can somebody... Tell me another name. Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj. Okay. Okay. Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj. Lord of mercy. What are we looking at right now? Nicki Minaj. Okay. Go ahead, keep throwing up those names. Let's see. I saw somebody put up something. Okay, let's see. H-E-R. Okay. All right. Give me some more names. Give me some more names, please. I want some more names. Saweetie. We are calling Saweetie black. Isn't she like Filipino or something like that? Okay, here's Saweetie. Oh, my Lord. Okay, give me some more names. Give me some more names. Give me some more names. H-E-R is biracial? Oh, my goodness. Give me some more names, please. I'm looking, right? I'm looking at your... Okay. Beyonce, you all say? Beyonce? Okay. All right. Now she's starting to look like her mama. Age is catching up with the young lady. It catches up with us all. Okay, so there's Beyonce. Give me some more names, please. Give me some more names. Give me some more names. Ciara, someone said. Okay. Okay. Give me some more names. Lori Harvey. She's not in the music industry, but I'll look her up anyway. Lori Harvey. Okay. Give me some more names, please. Meg the Stallion. Meg the Stallion. Here we go. All right. I want you all to tell me, what is the common theme that we're seeing among these young ladies? What is the common theme? What is the common theme? What is the common theme? Let me see some SZA. Let's see. Okay. What's the common theme? I want to see if you all are seeing what I'm seeing, right? What's the common theme? I need some common theme, please. Common theme, right? I'm gonna allow you all to type out these common themes, and then we're going to talk about it. We're gonna talk about what the common theme is. And you know what? As a matter of fact, because I have an appointment at 12 noon, so we're going to be on here for another half an hour. Let's get through this stuff really quickly. Somebody said Rihanna. I mean, we all know what Rihanna looks like. So we can look up Rihanna real quick. I mean, we know already. I don't even know how to spell Rihanna. Rihanna. There we go. All right. Let's go back to this thing real quick, right? Let's go back. This, I need to get the right screen up. Okay. So here we go. This is the young lady that she's like, oh, I want to be like you. I want to start my thing like you. This is the young lady down here. This is her. Talk to me. Talk to me. What is the common theme? Talk to me. I'm gonna read some of the apples right now. Let me give me 1 second. Let me get the apples up on the screen. I want to hear, what is the common theme? I want to hear. All right. All right. So Joy sends $1 and says, most live other people's programs at their own expense. Oh, most live other people's program at their own expense. Interesting. Interesting. Thank you. The link to the Cash App is in the description. The Cash Apps also support and sponsor the channel. So thank you all so much for that. So I want to see, what is the common theme that we are all seeing here? And then we're going to play a little bit more of this video, and get ready to call in. The phone number is 323-488-3149. Let's get this video back up, because I want you all to see what this woman looked like after. Let's get this video after, because this is profound.
It was just about removing fat. There was no artistry.
Okay, so here. So he's doing her bum, right? And they're going to go through and do all this stuff.
So here's the special fluid.
Oh goodness, I'm sorry. I can't watch this myself. I just gotta scroll through. These are just images. Jesus Christ, the Lord mercy. I cannot. I gotta stop this. I cannot. Okay. Well, I'm just want to squeeze through.
Been able to really contour and reset.
I'm sorry. I gotta get this off the screen. I'm sorry. I won't force you all to see what I'm seeing. All right. So this is after her surgery.
After my BBL,
Here we go. This is after her BBL, right? This is after, gosh. Let's take a look and see. right?
Feeling pretty good. It's a little more rough than yesterday.
And then, so let's get to the results, because that's what we want to see, right? That's what we want to see. We want to see the results, right? Because we saw how she was looking in the beginning, and you see she already looks slimmer. Her face looks slimmer. Her body looks slimmer, as you see, from just the procedure alone. And then as we go forward, this is her after. This is her after. This is the silhouette that she has. So now look at her now. Tiny little waist, right? This is, let's take a look. I mean, if we're gonna see, we might as well see, right? Let's take a look. So this is her.
Well, how are you?
Good, sweetheart. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
So sorry.
It has been 2 months.
Look. Let me take this so that you all can see. I want you all to see what she is looking like. Look. So now all of a sudden, now look. I don't know if you all can see what I'm seeing. Let's move this up so that you can see. Now look. Let's play a little bit of this one.
Since my Brazilian butt lift, and I have
even her face. You remember her in the beginning, right? This was her in the beginning. Let's get to her. Oh my Lord. This is not what I want to do. This is not where we're supposed to be. Here. Let's get this back on track. These websites, they just push another video on you. Here. Let's get, I want to show you her. Remember how she looked in the beginning when she was talking?
When I was younger.
Okay.
And I got my first.
Look. This is her in the very beginning. You see her face. You see how she looks. And she's talking about, look, you see how she looks, right? You see how she looks. And then we're going to jump to the end part when she comes in. Now you see how she looks, right? How does a person compete with a surgeon-made body? How do you compete? How do you compete with this? How do you compete with that? How do you compete? How do you, with people who, look, you see her face, everything is all slimmer now. A few moments under the knife, she made it. And now she has the little waist, and I'm gonna take herself off of here. Now she has the little waist and the big hips, and she's able to walk around. And do the men care? Do they care whether or not this is real or not real? Do they care? Do they care?
And kind of second results, I feel like.
Do they care? I need to know. Answer me, no? Answer me. Do they care? And you see, you all are saying, oh, it looks good. I mean, of course. Of course. And she has her hips, and now she can be able to go live her life how she says she wants to live. So she's happy with her results, right? And somebody says that they're getting they're competing. That's the problem. I mean, if there's a limited number of resources in a community, or you want accolades or whatever, right? The strange part about this is that the vast majority of people that we see that are in these videos are people who are non-black, right? But that plane overrun with women going into Atlanta who happen to be black. I want to play this video for you all.
In their fight against their
Okay, let's get this. We're going to play this, and then we're going to open up the phone line.
numbness, scarring,
Okay, this video goes into what are some of the dangers of having the procedure done, and why it is more dangerous than other procedures.
you'll usually be asked to sign a consent form to acknowledge you know what the surgery consists of and what risks. For instance, there is always a risk someone might not deal well with the anesthetic.
All right.
As we write this, there is news of a 72-year-old Thai woman who apparently died after having an allergic reaction to the anesthetic in a Bangkok plastic surgery clinic. But the list of complications of butt surgery is a long one. These include infections, bleeding, pain, poor healing, fat necrosis, deep vein thrombosis, cardiac and pulmonary complications, accumulation of fluid, asymmetry of the butt, numbness, scarring, skin loss, and more. That's pretty scary. So now is the right time to tell you about when butt lift surgery went very wrong, when the complication was the worst on the list: death. One source tells us that Brazilian butt lift surgeries in the US have been getting more common over the past 5 years. It also tells us the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, the Brazilian butt lift or BBL, has the highest rate of death of all aesthetic procedures. Why is that? We're told that injecting fat into the buttocks is not exactly the safest of procedures. This is because the fat is injected into the muscle, not just other fat. If it goes into the muscle, it has more chance of staying in place. But this is where the problem lies. Apparently, injecting fat into muscle can lead to complications if not done correctly. What can happen is something called fat embolism, which means the fat gets into the bloodstream and blocks a vessel. This could mean blocking oxygen getting to your lungs or to the brain, and that could mean game over for the patient. But how dangerous is it really? The Aesthetic Surgery Education and Research Foundation, or ASERF, set out in 2017 to find out the answer to that. It interviewed 4,843 plastic surgeons globally and also looked at data when possible. 692 surgeons responded to the survey and in all reported 198,857 cases of gluteal fat grafting. ASERF wrote, over their careers, surgeons...
Okay, and it goes into the dangers of it, etc. Why do people go over to the Dominican Republic? Because the cost is cheaper. It can cost up to, they say, $30,000 in the U.S., right? It can cost up to $30,000 in the U.S. You can get it for $3,000 in the Dominican Republic, etc., etc. We have some more apples that have come in. Alyssa sends $1 and says, all biracial or biracial passing. Okay. Interesting. So what she's talking about, what is the one thing that we see that they have in common? That is an interesting take. And she sends another $1 and says, yet are the most popular face of Black music. Okay. I find that interesting. Absolutely. I find that interesting. Let's open up the phone lines. 323-488-3149. I want to hear from you all. I want to see what your take is on this. We have a finite amount of time, so we have about 15 more minutes. And so I'm opening them right now. Phone lines are open. 323-488-3149. And I want to hear your point of view. I want to hear what you think and the notes that you've been taking. And I want to hear how you feel about all of this. Let me get this. Here we go. 323-488-3149. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hey, Tanya. It's Adrian.
Hi, Adrian. So talk to us. What is your comment today?
All right. So, what you first had said, you were talking about how did we get here. I kind of wrote down some notes.
Good, thank you.
First of all, I'm 31, and I just want to say that I am a transgender man. I love your show, and
Thank you.
your messages are great. They really are great. And one thing that we're missing is self-love from men and women. But to get to the topic. So I'm 31, and I feel like, I was saying in the comments, mass media manipulation. I feel like over the years, social media, I've just seen it evolve, like, from a personal standpoint. I started on MySpace. Then that evolved to, I think, Twitter came out after that. And then Facebook was around that time. And
How
then
do
Instagram.
the platforms relate?
How do they relate? Okay, so talking about Instagram, I feel like that was really the pivotal point of, everything changing when it came to the world, like mass media manipulation. Just the images that we were all shown. I know that you wanted to see, like,
They're
I
saying
guess
your
who
volume
had,
is low. Let me
well,
turn it up for them. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
okay. So I was looking at, as far as Instagram, I was looking at who do we have, or who have we had since Instagram became a platform, to see who has had the most followers. And it's honestly been the Kardashian family starting out. So we've that's what we have seen. And even today, I researched it while, you were showing the videos and stuff, and in the top 10, Kylie is in the top 10 still of having the most followers, and Kim is in the top 10 of having the most followers. So these are images, that were still being shown. They've made so many millions over the years. Like, they just wrapped up, their TV show, worldwide known. So how does that relate to the Black community? I feel like since, the 80s and 90s in the hip hop community, we don't, like, where are the images of Lauryn Hill, of positivity and teaching you about yourself, about self-love? Like, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? Where is that message at? Where are the Queen Latifahs at? Ladies first.
Okay. All right. So
We
you're
do
saying that
not
we
see
don't
that
have
anywhere.
enough messaging that is promoting self-love, is what you're saying.
Exactly, yes. And that is what I wrote down in my notes.
Okay. Well, you know what?
The
Listen, I
message.
hate to cut you off. It's just that we only have 15 minutes, well, 13 minutes left for the broadcast now. So we're going to take the next call. Thank you for giving your point of view.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, phone lines are open. I'm going to try to take as many phone calls as we can get with the final time that we have remaining. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Imani.
Hi, what's your name, dear?
Imani.
Hi, Imani. I just need you to turn down whatever's echoing in the background or take me off of speakerphone so that we can jump right into your comment.
Okay, hello?
Yes.
Is that better?
Yes. So what is your comment today?
So I am a 24-year-old woman, and I have a lot of friends who are now getting BBLs, and a lot of them work in the strip club, and a lot of them are exotic dancers, and they're rebuttal to me asking like why they're getting it, and telling them the dangers of it, is they say, well, the men actually don't give them as much money as they do the women who have the silhouette of a lot of natural curvy women, and so a lot of them, it's a lot of self-esteem issues I see within them, and it's a lot of things of them mainly trying to appeal to men instead of doing it for themselves. So I see that a lot, and it's really sad because most of my friends are Black women, and so it's like a lot of them, they get their extensions in their hair kind of like on their scalp to make their hair look more loose. They have a different technique for their eyelashes to kind of enhance their look. A lot of them are also using this new skin bleaching cream, because I have a lot of like brown skin friends, and it's due to the fact that they see that our light-skinned friends get attention from mainly Black men, and they want the attention from these men. And so they're going through a lot of things emotionally, mentally, where they're destroying their physicality, their natural physicality, their natural look. And it's really sad.
Interesting.
That's all I have to say.
All right. Well, thank you so much for giving your point of view. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Phone lines are open. I'm just trying to get as many comments as I can while we still have time today. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hi, Tanya. My name is Jessica. Oh, sorry,
Hi,
I
Jessica.
didn't mean to have the audio going.
Yeah. So what is your comment
how are you
today?
doing?
I will just Please give your comment.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I think this really comes from when social media went from being personal to being kind of like professional or being monetized. So it's more of a
Mm,
capitalist, um, spin on it. So it's not just you sharing your life and kind of like loving yourself and all of that jazz. It's actually it goes into your bank account and your net worth and kind of your up mo up. uh
upward mobility.
Thank you. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Exactly. So you're able to completely change your life by, how people perceive you and your content or, what you provide and the way you represent yourself. So
Mm,
you can't fault, like, I don't fault these women at all for wanting to, change their body, especially as a woman. Our currency comes it's not, but it's advertised or it's kind of put out there as your worth is from like how attractive you are. So the more attractive you can look, then the better your life would be. That's
got
what
you.
that's the message that's kind of pushed. So the fact that you have all of these women, black, white, whatever, trying to improve their lives by improving their bodies and everything, it's like duh, like why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank
So
you
I
so
mean,
much for your
and
comment today.
I was like,
All right. Okay. Phone lines are still open. I'm just grabbing phone calls and just getting you your comments on. And then I'm going to tell you the thing that I've seen that was across the board present in all of our most prominent stars today. Oh, we lost our feed on Facebook because of the whatchamacallit, the videos that we had inside of this one. So we came upon a copyright issue. Yeah, I see that. I see that. And it's too late to try to get it back up now because we're going to be jumping off of here. You're on the air live with Tanya. Give me just one moment. Let me just say this last sentence. Okay, so one of the things that I saw is that not one of the most famous black singers that we have, female black singers that we have, is darker than a brown paper bag. Not one. Not one. And to me, that speaks volumes about where we are as a society, where we are in our culture, that the people that we are exalting, and then we have young girls coming up that's like, oh, I want to be like you. I'm going to do this like you. And they don't know that what lie in wait for them is a bunch of people who are going to be gatekeepers. And the saddest part to me is that it's we the people who are the gatekeepers now. We the people, the public, are the gatekeepers for who becomes famous, who doesn't become famous, and we are still perpetuating the things that were taught to us by the those who have oppressed us. So let's continue going forward. You're on the air live with Tanya. What is your name?
Hi, Tanya. My name is Toya.
Hi, Toya. So talk to me. What is your comment today?
I'm actually a woman who have had a BBL,
Okay.
and I don't regret it at all. And it actually was not to attract men because I'm a lesbian. So that's not the reason why I did it. I wanted to look a certain way. So I chose to get a BBL.
Okay. You wanted to look what way?
Just with a thicker frame.
Why?
Because I've always been small. I've never had weight on me, so it wasn't to have a flatter stomach or anything like that. It's just that I wanted a thicker derriere
Why?
because that's just what I wanted. I wanted it
Why?
for years.
Why?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Why?
Because I like the way it looks. I love the way my body looks now
Compared to?
compared to when I was really didn't have much of a rear end.
Okay. And so my question to you is, where did you first get the idea that your bottom wasn't fine the way that it was? First time.
You know, I really can't. I don't recall. I can't remember where I got the idea from.
Think of your earliest memory of when you first got the inclination that your bottom wasn't fine the way it was.
Mm, maybe in school, grade school.
What was the comment or the sentiment?
I don't remember a comment. I don't know if it was something that was imposed on me by others or it's just the way that I felt about myself.
So in grade school, you started getting the inclination that your bottom wasn't fine. What age is grade school? Are we talking about 10?
No, probably around 12,
Okay.
13.
So by 12, 13, you started getting the idea that your bottom was not fine the way that it was before. Compared to who? Who did you
No
see?
one.
Who did you see that you felt had a different shape than you?
That I can't remember.
I think
I
back.
can't remember.
You're on the line with a life coach right now. Let's talk. When was your
hmm
earliest memory of seeing a body shape that was different than yours?
All throughout school because there were other females that were. I won't say that they had let me put it like this. I'm from the South. So there are a lot of people who are obese and overweight. So I noticed the obesity and the young ladies being overweight. But as far as like a Nicki Minaj shape or anything like that, I never noticed that growing up, even from
You
adult
said
women.
you said at the age of about 12 that you started to get the inclination that your bottom was not fine the way that it was. Compared to who at the age of 12 did you see? Did you hear about? Who?
Mm, I don't know. Maybe it was just a totality of me being thin. Maybe that's
What
what
is
it
it
was.
that
I
made
don't.
you feel that you were thin? What made you feel you were thin?
Oh, because I knew I was thin.
How
There
did
was
you know that
nothing
you were
made
how
me
did you know
feel.
that how did you know that you were thin?
I've been called when I was younger. I was called skinny before.
Okay. So someone called you skinny. What's your earliest memory of someone calling you skinny?
Probably around the same age.
Around 12. They called you
hmm
skinny, and when they called you skinny, how did you know that what they were saying was true?
Because I don't want to be mean because they weren't skinny.
Okay, so the person who called you skinny was not skinny, and so how did you know that you were skinny? What made you feel that you were skinny?
Mm, I'm not understanding what you're asking me. I mean, I look in the mirror and I knew I didn't never feel that I was skinny. I would never label myself as skinny. I've always been small and slim. Other
Okay.
people impose that narrative on me of being skinny because they weren't.
Okay, so there's the answer. There's the answer, right? So, because in order for somebody to feel that they are something, right, there has to be
hmm
something else that is an option. Because if there is no other option, then you are not a thing. You just exist unless there's a
hmm
comparison. So there was a comparison between you being quote unquote skinny and other people not being skinny, right? And
hmm
so it was
Correct.
in looking at that contrast, but where did it begin to enter that there was something wrong with being skinny?
I never felt there was anything wrong with being skinny. And I've never
You
felt that way about myself.
you indicated, and listen, I want you to keep it real, and I have an appointment right now, so I really want you to keep it real. And even if you can't, live on air, right? There had to have been some point in time where you said, I want this to look a different way. But look a different way compared to what? Where is the inspiration for this different way? Because if you were in a society, and the thing is, and one of the things that I noticed, and I wish that I had more time to really ask you questions to have you explore, because you obviously had to think that what it is that you had, you wanted to change into something else. But change into what? Based on what view? What did you see that was different? Because, and if you say that there was nobody, that there was no one who was curvier than you, right? Then you're not being truthful. How did you know that there were curves out there? How did you know that your butt was small or flat or slim compared to somebody else? How did you know? If you had never seen
Well,
anybody,
I was saying, well, I guess that ideology of me wanting the real change came about as I became an adult.
I understand, but it started somewhere. And so there's a progression of, as a child, you heard this, you saw this, there were people who were different than this. And then there came a time where you decided to change into something else because of things that you had seen. If you were blind, would you have gotten a BBL?
Well, it's not as things that I had seen as a child. Definitely not.
Let me
Because,
ask
like
you,
I said,
like I told you, I have to go, but let me ask you this question. If you were blind, would you have gotten a BBL?
if I was blind, but probably so. I mean, that doesn't have anything to do with lack of sight.
See, and I think that this is a lack of self-awareness. If you were blind and you had never seen a bottom before, you still feel that you would have gotten a BBL. How? How? From what? What would you have? And this is my appointment calling me right now. Hi, I'm actually just getting ready to stop my broadcast right now. If you just bear with me for just one moment, okay? Is there any way that I can just give you a call back in maybe about a minute or two as soon as I end the broadcast? Really? Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. All right. Sorry about that. She said that she could push the appointment until 12:30. But I'm gonna get off to just be respectful of her time. But I'm going to let you go because I really wish that we had more time to really kind of explore. Because if you had no sight and you had never seen a bottom before, how would you get the idea that your butt was different than anybody else's? And I did you a disservice by not really having the time to really flesh this out with you. I really appreciate you calling in and giving your perspective and your point of view.
Okay, thank you so much, Tanya, for taking my call.
Okay. You know what? Some of you ask, Tanya, why do you ask all of these simple questions that we know the answer to, etc., and or that you feel that I know the answer to? I'm a trained life coach, right? I'm here for a reason, right? And I am here to assist you with the help and the trainings that I have gotten, right? And so I'm just here. Listen. We're going to take, you know what? I'm going to turn off the phone lines. Let's turn it off. I'm sorry. I would love to have taken another phone call, but I do want to be respectful of the woman's time who came forward. And PR is saying you sound crazy right now. You're calling me names, right? You're calling me names, and in a platform where nobody was called names, you're bringing that in. You're projecting how you feel about yourself. You're projecting how you feel about yourself. And the thing about it, listen, I don't fault anybody. If you want to go out there and you want to make alterations to your body, go ahead. But please know that in doing that there is a lack of acceptance for who it is that you are and how it is that you present based on some other thing that you've seen, which is other than yourself. So you've seen something which is not you, which looks different than you, which by some mode of information, you've thought and posited that this other thing is better. Because are you going to go and risk your life and get surgery for something that you feel going in is worse? Are you going to go and purposely modify yourself to get something done to you that you feel is worse? The answer is no. You're not going to go and do something worse. You're not going to risk your life to purposely do something to you that you feel is worse unless that is a form of self-abuse and you want to abuse yourself by forcing yourself to look worse. Otherwise, you're doing something and you're risking your life for something that in some facet, some mode, you feel is better. You feel it's better. You feel it may look better. You feel it may look different. And you feel that that thing is something that you are willing to pay money for, willing to risk your life for, willing to invest in, willing to go through the pain of recovering in order to be and have this thing that you obviously feel is an enhancement, a betterment on what it is that you already have. But based on what? Based on who? And I want us to really, everybody who's watching this, I want you to go back to the very first time that you had the feeling that your body, that your looks, that your whatever just was not good enough. And if you're going to pretend to yourself that you'd never heard that your body was not fine, that your body was not fine the way that it was, I want you to be honest with yourself. Like, even if you can't be honest with me, be honest with yourself and go back to when these ideas first started to inhabit you. Because listen, it's like I'm an African American woman. I'm a Caribbean American woman. I grew up in this society. I grew up in this culture. We ask young ladies, how old were you? I'm going to ask you all here. How old were you when you first started noticing men looking at you sexually? I got the comments up on the side. There's a little bit of a delay, but I want you all to ask, when was the first time that you noticed that people were looking at you sexually, right? And many of you will say ages as young as 4. Some of you will say 11, 10, 16, 7. And so we are constantly bombarded with other people's opinions of our body, with an awareness of our bodies. I remember when I first started getting the inclination that people felt that I was curvy. You can't untruth and say that there was not a time that you did not feel an awareness of your body as a young lady. Here, the ages are coming through, right? I mean, I'll listen. This is me back here, right? This is me. And so I grew up inside of this body, and I had an idea from the time that I was about, I'd say 13. I noticed men looking at me sexually. I had an awareness of my body even before that, because kids will make little statements about you. They'll make statements about your booty, your back, your legs, you're this, you're that. Oh, you're fat, you're heavy, you're skinny. Children will make these comments. And so we become aware of ourselves, especially women. We become aware of how we navigate, how we interact with the world around us. And so we are particularly susceptible. Now, listen, I have always had, bottom and all of this other stuff. So I don't know how I would feel if I did not have bottom in a culture that prizes bottom and waist to hip ratio and all of those things, right? I don't know how I would feel. But I would need to be honest with myself and realize that these feelings and thoughts are coming from the outside of me. They're not coming from within me. That there's something that is happening outside of me, some information that I am being presented with, that somebody is saying to me listen, I told you all when I was, I'd say about 5, because I grew up in the Bronx. And when I went to daycare, there was Yvonne, Sonia, there were these Dominican, Puerto Rican, Black women and when you look up at these women as a little girl, you see the hips and the rotundness, and you see the ritmo, and you see the espalda, nalgas, and you see all of this stuff existing there where you as a little girl, you say, well, you know what, this is what womanhood looks like, right? This is what womanhood looks like. So you can't say that you have never compared yourself to another person, because you can see this is me pre-puberty, this is me in puberty, and this is me post-puberty. And if you had an idea, because I remember when I was young and I used to watch A Different World and all of these stories, I didn't know what my curl pattern looked like. I would see these girls and these women on TV, and I thought that when I took out the process that my mother put in my hair, that I would have hair like Freddie from A Different World. I didn't realize that my hair was going to look different. And so maybe when you were young, you thought your body would look different. And then when you grew into your body, you realized, well, I never got the rotundity The profundity of the rotundness that these other women have. And then maybe there was a part of you that was like, I want this thing to be in my life. I want the reaction that this thing gets for me. Like the young lady called in, she says she does not regret her BBL. Of course not, because I mean, you're healthy, you did it, you lived, and you were able to achieve an aesthetic that you felt that you did not have before. And you're now able to navigate through life with this new aesthetic. And I would hope that, you know, people would not regret it. I would hope that people would not. Right? And so nonetheless, on a different, and so listen. M. Clark is saying, girl, lose the lashes, you prettier without them. There is no reason for you to comment on what beauty you feel I have, don't have, or am not giving you at the moment. I am a grown woman. Don't make me curse you out on this broadcast, okay? Because you already see I'm annoyed. I'm about this close to it. Worry about yourself. Let grown Black women do what grown Black women feel is best for them. I am not concerned about what you feel is prettier on anybody else but you. Take care of yourself. Do you understand what it is that I'm saying? And si tú no entiendes ese que yo estoy hablando, yo puedo decirlo en una otra idioma para ti, si tú necesitas. So if you don't understand what it is that I'm saying, I can say it in many different ways for you. And this is what this whole broadcast is about. Be the best version of yourself. Try the things that you feel that you need to do in a way that is loving to you. Stop worrying about how other women look. Do you understand what it is that I'm saying? Let me turn my volume down since I feel like I'm hollering now. Stop worrying about how other women look. And ladies, stop worrying about how other people think that you look. I don't care if it is that you say that I'm pretty. I am not going to be in the prison of your preponderance. I will not. I live according to what I feel is best for me, and I make the choices that I feel are best for me and my life and who it is that I choose to be and choose to show up as. And if I don't look how you feel that you want me to look, please go make those changes on yourself. Don't try to have me be your puppet. I don't dance to the strings of your marionetting. I don't. So please go make the choices for yourself. Listen, this person is still acting stupid. You're getting blocked because you're not going to make me here. So now, you know what? The only thing that's going to go from this broadcast is you. You're blocked and you will never be able to comment on my channel again. You're done. Because you don't have the self-awareness enough to be able to take care and look at yourself. If you don't want to wear lashes, don't wear lashes on yourself. If you don't want to wear a bonnet, don't wear a bonnet on yourself. But stop trying to hold Black women and other women to whatever aesthetic you have inside of yourself. If you want something for yourself, go out there and get that for you. But get it because of the choice that you have made inside of yourself, regardless of what other people look like and are like outside of you. By the time that you start changing yourself, you're changing yourself based on a thing that you have seen outside of you. Listen, it's unbelievable that we still don't get it an hour into this broadcast and we're still not getting it. Nonetheless, let's continue going forward. I appreciate all of you for coming out. And you know what? And the people who were saying that you love my lashes, irrelevant. This is part of the reason. This is what I'm telling you. I'm going to take your comments off the screen. This is part of the reason that I wear the same style dress every broadcast. I am not dependent on the accolade, the critiques, the criticisms, or the congratulations from other people. I do what I feel is right for me when I feel it's right for me. I do not need the, oh, you're so beautiful, Tanya, or oh, you're so ugly, Tanya. I don't need either of those. I want you to look at yourself. If there's something that you like about my appearance for you, by all means, because I swear Jada Pinkett has seen my show, because when I change my style, her style be changing too. So I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just keeping that to myself. If you see something on somebody else, by all means, borrow what you like and what you think looks good but that's for you. I don't need it. I don't need, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, this looks good on you. Oh, because at the end of the day, it's still you dancing to the beat of the drum that people are beating for you. And I don't need that personally. Okay? I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. And I understand that you all are just complimenting, right? I understand it. And part of the reason that we do this is because women have become so sensitive to the accolades of other people that we're like, oh, I must be doing something wrong if people are not getting, and a lot of women like it. I'm just letting you all know on my channel, I don't need it. I don't need it. If you tell me, listen, first of all, I'm a sapiosexual. I'm a sapiophile. If you tell me, oh, this message was good, that message, was profound. Oh, you're really deep. You're speaking to me. I learned something new. I'd be like, yes, yes. But to come out and be like, oh, the egg and sperm that your mother and father put together that has nothing to do with any type of cultivation that you have done looks good. And it's like far too many of us, this is what I'm saying, far too many of us are worrying about the rating system from other people. Far too many of us. We're not doing the work on the inside. We're not working on ourselves as spiritual, psychological beings. We're not doing that stuff. We're going and we are getting ourselves injected, poked, prodded, cut, sliced, stabbed, sucked, and all this other stuff. And meanwhile, the other things are left blowing in the wind, and we don't receive enough accolade for the true cultivation that we do, right? The true cultivation that we do on the inside. Like in a perfect world, that young lady who came out and said, oh, I want to do a broadcast, I want to be like you, etc. In a perfect world, that young lady would be able to do her broadcast and be able to rise to the ranks. But unfortunately, in the world that we live in today, there are going to be so many people who are going to be like, dark skin, overweight, Negroid features, And she's not going to be able to really exalt. This is part of the reason that we share, things that we don't want to see versus the wonderful stories of people who are doing it and killing it. I put a post up on Facebook the other day of the athletes coming out of Texas. Raise your hand, put up the number 2 if you saw that post on Facebook, where we were giving congratulations to young ladies who were top of their game in sports, who turned sports into art. We had Sha'Carri on the list. We had Simone Biles on the list. And you see, we'll have this young lady, Simone Biles, top of her field in gymnastics, and people will be talking about her hair, right? I know I got to get off of here for my appointment. But the post is up on Facebook, and I wanted to give those women their roses, their flowers while they were still here, because we don't do it enough. Oh, we don't do it enough. Let me see if I can find this post real quick, and then we're going to jump out of here. This is the where is, I put so many posts up there. Wow. Okay. Here we go. It's amazing time to be a Nubian womb holder at this time. Where is my post? You know what? I'm gonna have to reshare it because it's pushed so far down on the page that, oh my Lord, I don't even see it. I'm gonna have to share it again. Because here it is. Gosh, let me pull this up. Here we go. So this is the post that I put up the other day, right? where I was giving congratulations to these young ladies, and I put up images of them in their craft at the height. Go read the post. I'm going to reshare it on my page. So we had swimmers, volleyball players. This young lady right here is a wrestler, and basketball. And some women are feminine. Some women are more masculine. But these are all Black women who are coming out and are top of their field and just giving accolades to these young ladies from Texas. And I feel like we need more of that. I feel like we need more of that. So on that note, listen,